was looking forward to hearing about like your planning for the month, which you started to talk about in the last call. And then I really wanted to hear about like your experience with the performance line and how you use it and how you share about it with people.
So I don't share about it as much as I should, because I definitely should share more, I think. But like my thing is, I initially fell in love with Shakeology. You know, like I started with shakes, I started with a challenge pack, and I think I had so much to learn about Shakeology that I focused all my energy there. And like, you know, the other coaches were doing Energize and were doing the other, and I was like, nope, not even there, not even, like I didn't pay any attention to it because, again, I just think I wasn't ready. I didn't want to become dependent on another thing. Like, you know, that was really my mindset, was like, oh God, like I'm already hooked on these shakes now. Like, why add other things into the mix? But what happened for me was I started Max 30 about a year and a half into my journey. And I thought those workouts were so intense, and I knew I wasn't like doing everything I could in them, that's when I tried Energize. And so when I started with Energize, I also just got Recover with it. And I fell in love. So like I, again, became hooked to Energize once I started Max 30. And now I do notice a huge difference in my workouts. The Recover, I didn't get hooked until, because in Max 30, I don't think I really needed it. So I didn't see the difference, but I also started training for a half marathon at that point. And I'm not a runner. Like I'm not good at running by any means. So after I would go on my long runs, I like couldn't walk for 2 days and I was in so much pain. And so that's when I started taking the Recover after my long runs. And like, I literally was not sore after, and it was mind blowing to me. So for me, I'm someone who, you know, other people can tell me, but until I see it for myself, it's like the worth is so much different, you know? So that's when I got hooked on Recover. So now whenever I do any like muscle building stuff, I always take my Recover right after, or long runs. I used to take it like after yoga just because I liked it. Because it was like, I don't know if have you tried the chocolate yet?
So I am just trying Hydrate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Energize. I mean, I'm breastfeeding and I'm vegan.
Oh,
so
yeah. Okay.
I'm limited to how I can really drink Energize. I tried it one day when I was on vacation when I had plenty of bottles pumped.
Yep.
But it's just not something that I could really make a habit right now. And I think because I was so like up against the wall with timing and being nervous about breastfeeding the baby, that I had it. I probably worked out too soon after I drank it. Because I think you have to like wait till it kicks in or something.
I mean, so they say you have to start within a half an hour.
Yeah.
So as long as you don't wait too long, like I don't wait. Like I slam it and
Okay. I've just become such a water drinker from TV Mindset.
Good.
That I was a little like grossed out by the taste of like the sugary.
So sweet.
You know, so yeah. And I at least like the taste of Hydrate more.
Okay.
But it has 9 grams of sugar in it. And so it's kind of like, but I, you know, I'm warming up to it right now. But with Energize, it's just, I feel like people just are gung-ho about it. And, you know, like,
people who aren't, like, don't,
when I see people talk about it like mom crack, I'm like, okay, like, I don't like referring to something as crack. I think that's offensive.
Yep.
But I get it, and I get why they promote it in the videos, but I just never really in the workout videos, but I just never really hear them talking about Hydrate. So that's why I wanted to try it for myself and kind of see like what other coaches' experience has been with it, since I'm not really able, or I'm choosing not to incorporate Energize and Recover right now.
Yep. And that's the thing, I don't have really experience with Hydrate. I tried the samples, but because I'm a water drinker, and I think, you know, Hydrate is phenomenal, but Linda, what's up? Hydrate is phenomenal, but I haven't experienced enough. The one you want to talk to about that, if you want a specific Hydrate opinion, is Heidi's obsessed with it. I don't know if you knew that, Heidi Laws. She like swears by it. She drinks it all the time. She's not much into Energize. She's way more into Hydrate. So again, I think that makes sense. Like, you don't have to be someone who's like, woohoo, I love Energize because all the other coaches do. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you, you know? Like, some of the other coaches like the energy boost and the greens that they add to their shakes. Like, I don't do any of that stuff. I never have. But I think it's good to know what we offer. I actually just had a girl message me today, and she messaged me like, listen, I need to start adding some sort of supplements to my diet. You know, she's like, I'm not looking for a meal replacement, because in her mind, Shakeology was only a meal replacement shake. It must have been because of how I presented it.
I think she just keeps taking pictures.
Oh yeah, she is. But you know what? She's occupied, so I'm letting her. There's going to be 1,000 pictures on my phone that I'll have to delete after this. That's fine. Junior, can you close that shade? Oh, you probably can't read it. So let me close the shade. It's driving me nuts. Sorry.
I love your curtains.
Thanks. My mom made some.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Does she sell them? Because I would buy them from her.
Oh yes, but they are pricey, which is insane. Like, I'm like, thank God you're my mom. It's custom made draperies because she moved here from Italy. So like, she never went to high school. Like, she just learned how to sew over there, which is crazy. So kind of cool. But so I don't even know what I was just saying. Oh yeah. So this girl reached out to me. She said, you know, I'm so low in energy. I just got sick in August, which is ridiculous. She's like, and I'm dragging. She's like, so I would love your opinion on any supplements. And she said, I'd love to purchase them through you. So I was like, this is awesome. Like, she's coming to me, you know? And this girl she did a 3-day refresh last April. And that was the only contact I had with her. But she's also very supportive of my posts and whatnot. So when I responded to her, I said, listen, I did voice text because there was no way I was going to write this all out. But I just said, listen, I said, I swear by Shakeology, and I know that's probably all you ever hear me say, you know, and I said, we do offer some other things like an energy boost and Energize, but that's really just for workout energy. And I said, but the things in Shakeology you aren't going to get from anything else. I said, you know, we have probiotics, which will keep you sick. We have digestive enzymes. I said, but it also has all that superfoods and stuff. And I just told her, I said, listen, I said, the first week I started drinking Shakeology, the difference in my energy was mind-blowing. And I had a 5-week goal. So if you're looking for something that'll give you more energy and keep you healthier, I said, that's the way to do it. And you don't have to have it as a meal replacement. I said, I have mine mid-morning. And if I'm feeling full that day, I don't have to load it up with stuff. I can literally just mix it with water and ice and it tastes good, you know, but I'm getting all my nutrients. And I was wondering what her response would be, you know, and she responded right away, like, sign me up. And I said, you know, you can try it for 30 days. What do you have to lose? And hopefully that will give you the increase in energy that you want. So again, I think it's nice to have knowledge about other products that we offer, but again, you have to do what works for you. You don't have to do everything because that's what, you know, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I'm getting to the point where there's been a few people that, you know, it's like I can talk about how Shakeology has helped me and how much I love it. At the end of the day, like, they're still doing their keto thing, or one of them, like my old discount coach, she cannot have more than 2 grams of sugar per meal because she's having gastric bypass surgery again, and it's a whole long story.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is an opportunity for me to learn more about the products, but I just, with the super greens, like the boost and the other stuff that like Heidi and Tracy talk about, like, I don't know why, but I cannot find those products on ShareCart, like, and I never see any kind of mention of them or like any training. So to me, it's just very like confusing. Why.
And here's the thing, I've been in 2.5 years. I've never sold one of them.
I sold a green.
Wow, look at you. So where'd you find it on ShareCart?
It was kind of hard to find. And truth be told, like, the person came to me and said, oh, what do you have for extra stuff? And he jumped online and he started looking. and he found the greens, and then it was hard to find in Sharecart.
Okay.
I think it's like, it might even be under Shakeology, and then like not alternatives, but like stuff you can add to Shakeology.
Yeah,
it wasn't easy to find. It didn't take 2 seconds, but once I found it, it kind of made sense intuitively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get feedback yet on it.
Look at you, beating me in the business.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And
What's
so,
it called?
It was called Power Greens or Super Greens, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Power Greens. I think there's Power Greens. I think there's like Energy Boost, and then I think there's
Focused Energy.
Focused Energy, and then there's like a Digestive Health or something. But there's 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We buy it in conjunction with Shakeology or standalone?
Yeah. So he already buys Shakeology, and honestly, like, I don't know, he's just a good guy and wants to help support my little business. So he was like, oh, what else can I buy? So he bought some bars. He bought the cherry almond bars. He said they're good. I've never had them, but I just ordered some for myself to try and to give out as free samples to people. And then, he bought the greens, and he was going to put it in a Shakeology, and I got to ask him, I haven't had time to ask him yet what he thought about them.
That's awesome. And Amanda, so have you never tried the Recover?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the Recover, I'm obsessed with the chocolate Recover because what I do is I don't mix in the water. So I take my scoop of powder and I put like barely enough water, and when I mix it, it comes out like a brownie batter.
Oh, okay.
And so what I do is like this morning after my workout, I mixed it wicked thick. So then it tastes like brownie batter. Like you can literally spoon it into your mouth, and it's like my favorite part of my day. Like, and that's what I was just going to say. Like sometimes I do it after yoga when I don't need it. Like I shouldn't do it after yoga. And I'm like, I want some brownie batter right now. And what I'll often do is I'll slice up strawberries, or I'll take a banana and I'll dip it in it. And it's good by itself. It's good with a little fruit. Like, oh, it's amazing.
Do you
like it post recovery?
Recover, yeah. So Recover, and I was telling Amanda this before you hopped on, Linda. No, that's okay. Is it's basically like a whey protein isolate. So it's a specific right after you work out. I started doing it when I was training for my half marathon last summer because after my long runs I couldn't walk, and the first time I took it, I was amazed at how I was not sore. Like I literally went from getting out of bed not being able to walk to like, oh my God, I feel like I didn't run 10 miles yesterday. It was crazy.
Wow.
So
Okay,
now I love it for like the lifting stuff, because now I feel like I can push myself heavier with the lifting. And again, my body recovers quicker. Like if I'm horribly sore today from doing chest and tris yesterday, I'm not going to do as well with back and buys. So, but again, I'm crazy with the weights now. So
now 2 questions with Recover.
Yep.
When you make it for yourself, is it like Shakeology where it's better had within like 30 minutes?
Yeah. So because I'm sorry. You want wheat thins? Okay. Junior, can you get the box of wheat thins for your sister? So so for recovery, you have to have it, I think it's within 30 minutes of your workout because you've just torn up the muscles. So what that does is if you're ingesting some sort of a protein, and this is built specifically for that, it goes directly, to the.
Oh no, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to cut you off. That makes sense. But can you make it ahead of time, like before your workout?
There's no reason. All you're doing is mixing water. So recovery is not like
had within 30 minutes of making it.
Yeah, you're not going to make the recovery ahead of time. You would want to just mix it and take it. But again, because you're only adding water, it's not like I feel like shakes. Sometimes people wanted to make. Hey, you too. Say please. Can you please get her wheat thins? So the Shakeology. Junior, can you please? I'm on a call. Can you just please get her wheat thins? So the Shakeology, you don't want to make ahead of time, definitely, because you have to digest it. I'll get them. Sorry, you guys. I got it. No worries. And you need to say please to your brother. That's not nice. All right. So did that make sense, Amanda?
Yeah, thank you. And then I don't think you can order samples of Recover, right?
They, that's a great question. They have the huge sampler pack that you get samples of, I think, almost everything.
Yeah.
Okay, but it recovers in that.
Okay.
So it's like a piece of it. I don't know if you can get, I know you can get like the Energize. I would imagine, why wouldn't they? That's silly, but you're right. You bring up a great point. They do like this, the 10-pack sample of Energize. So I'm wondering if they do it for Recover. I know it's in that multi-variety pack though.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, and then I guess just going into, if you could go into like a little bit of your weekly, monthly planning for
Oh
us.
boy. All right. Before I get into that, Linda, did you have any specific questions that I can answer?
No, I mean, I just was kind of wondering in general, like what other products you tend to sell besides Shakeology and the 3-day refresh. But I mean, I think I kind of heard.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's the on-demand. It's 3-day refresh.
And on-demand.
Yeah, it's 3-day refresh shakes and performance stacks. Because typically if people are anti-shakes or anti, meal replacement or whatever, if I can't talk them into trying the shakes, I always go the performance stack route.
So wait, what is that? The performance stack?
Performance stack is Energize and Recover.
Okay.
So it's good. It's especially good for like, I find I'll sell that more to my male customers. Like if I get a guy that's like, all right, what are you doing? I'm like, listen, performance stack, get you on this lifting program,
Perfect. Cause like I have this guy who is like, oh, what can I buy today? You're like, seriously, just wants to spend money.
That's awesome.
So I'm just like, well, wait, tell me what you use and I'll find you a replacement,
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, especially people that are going to like GNC and using this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Typically those.
And he lifts. He doesn't actually do Beachbody on demand. He buys the shakes from me because he's a member at the gym and he likes that.
So but get him to try the.
Sell him other stuff though.
Yep, and so performance stack would be it because oftentimes when they're getting say they're getting protein, a protein mix from Costco or from GNC, oftentimes those will contain like artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors. They'll contain soy, and all like those 3 things are horrendous. Like they're carcinogens. They cause
there's no soy. There's no soy in Shakeology, right?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so what is my approach? My approach has changed for sure now that I'm 2.5 years in. And I would honestly say, I don't want to say it's gotten easier because my times have just shifted, so now I'm trying to focus on how I can support coaches and growing my team. But I would say where both of you guys are at, because you guys are newer, my focus was all on customers and challengers, right? But what I did in the beginning was I did literally the vital behaviors. And I know that you're going to hear that on everything. You're going to hear that on the national wake up calls. You're going to hear that from us. Like I literally believed in being a product of the product. And that's why I committed to programs. So like I was that girl that was doing 21-day Fix Extreme. I was taking a before, I was taking an after, I was posting it. Then I was doing it again and I was posting it. And then I was doing it again. And I was like, whoa, look what 3 rounds did, so like, it's literally committing to a program, taking the measurements and sharing your journey every second. So like, yes, I'm going to post pictures of my kids. Yes, I'm going to talk about my dog, but I am also going to post like, oh my God, I just put on shorts that gave me a muffin top last summer and right now they're loose. Like, so it's those little tiny wins that people are going to identify with. Or like, guess what? I went out tonight and I didn't change my outfit 14 times and cry because I felt so uncomfortable. I just put on an outfit. Like, so it was those, I think, vulnerable posts that really got to people and just being honest. And so again, so just, committing. I would also, for my 21-day rounds, I didn't cheat. Yeah. So I totally cheat because I've gotten to a place where I can, and I can, kind of enjoy life a little and figure out a balance.
What do you mean by?
But like when I first started and I was at my 200 and whatever pounds, I did 21 days and I never missed a container and I never had an extra. Like I followed my 21 days to a T. because in my mind, it wasn't, I needed extra motivation because I'm such a foodie. Like I'm an emotional eater. But what I thought about it being for the business. And I said, the only way I can be a proof of this product is if I literally follow it to a T for 21 days.
Right.
And so honestly, I think that's why it helped me on my journey so much quicker. And trust me, I had weeks off in between, and those weeks off in between weren't always pretty. And I would definitely cheat, or like I would reward myself with food, which we're not supposed to do at all. But I those 21 days, my 21-day challenge groups, when I was doing 21-day Fix Extreme, I followed the program to a T. So I love that. I love just having that, like, listen, this 3-week round, I lost this many this week. Because it truly, like, that's what people, I think, like when they saw, oh my God, this is possible, you know? And that's what I tell my challengers. I say, listen, I don't care. Like, we can talk about what we're going to do after this, but like right now I need you for 3 weeks. And when you do what's possible for 3 weeks, when you truly stick to it, you know, like you're going to be mind blown and you're going to want to come back for more. So I think doing that. I think the other thing I did in the beginning that was really, really helpful was I would always, anyone who liked my posts, I would private message. There is so much worth in the private message, especially now. I mean, my Facebook is not getting nearly as much action as it used to. And that's because, you know, they're getting smart and they're changing the algorithm. So it's only going to like our 20 closest friends and family. But again, it's going to read those 20 closest as people you're having private conversations with. So anything you can do. I know Megan Jones would always private message the happy birthdays. So that was one trick she did was, you know, instead of posting on their wall, you send them a private message. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So again, it's just having those private messages. So then when you do post, you're going to get more eyes on it. Freemiums is one thing that, I mean, new coaches swear by, and they should. I was never good at that just because my community was big enough. So I had a big enough warm market, but I'm going to start up freemiums again.
See, I didn't get to that part yet in the training. I'm close. But.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, you're still in your warm market, Linda. So I think, and again, I think that also, it's a great way to just sort of get close to people that maybe aren't in your warm market and, you know, invite people to things. So, but there's so much information there that you're going to be fine once you get there. But it's awesome. It's I mean, that's all the top coaches that have made it big. They run monthly freemiums. Like, it's just what they do. And it does so many different things. It grows their market. It gets them building relationships with people. And it's a way to have conversations with people and invite them to something free. You know, that way we're saying, hey, come join me and you know, do this 5-day clean eating thing instead of like, hey, come join me and pay $160. So it's a way, you know, it's a way to invite them. What else? So always private conversations and I think just talk, like being knowledgeable. Like I was every night, I didn't watch TV for the first year I was a coach. So I quit TV altogether. And it was easy for me because I'm home alone at night with my kids, you know. It's not like my husband works nights, so it's not like he was sitting there like, oh, you're not watching this with me. Like so I literally stopped watching TV, and what I watched videos on Shakeology. I watched YouTube of top coaches on how to build the business. You know, I watched anything Tracy put out, anything Kelly Hutchinson put out. And I immersed myself in Beachbody for a year. And that's where I'm actually disappointed in myself because I feel like I need to still be doing that at where I'm at in the business now. And I kind of stopped because I'm like, okay, well now I know what to do to hit SC10. And now so I want to, that's what I'm recommitting to this fall is after my kids go down, instead of watching my reality TV, like I'm going to now focus on coaches that are 2-star and 5-star and, you know, and really try to learn those tricks of the trade. Trying to think of what else. Do you have any questions about what I said so far, Amanda? I feel like I'm.
Did you do Miracle Mornings your first year?
We didn't have Miracle Mornings. But you mean like on my own? So yeah, I'm a 5 a.m. I have to be at school in class for 7:30. So my students show up at 7:30. So I would typically try to get to school by 5. And that way I could do like my workout at school, and then I would have to shower, and then I'd have like an hour and a half in the morning. to, you know, just check in with my challengers, respond. I would draft posts a lot for the week. So like, I would like to think about at least one emotional, vulnerable post. Oh, throw it here. Good catch. I gotta wait 5 more minutes, okay? So I would try to think of at least one vulnerable post for the week.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, something that's emotional, something that's gonna speak to people, something that's gonna make them realize that, you know, I still have ups and downs, and I have a crazy 2-year-old behind me that drives me insane. Junior, can you play catch with your sister? Please. Sorry, Linda, Nick was supposed to be home today, and he got training that we found out about last night, which was awesome. So I signed up for this.
You know I get it, girl.
Yes, you do. Thank you. So, so my vulnerable post, you know, I like to like be able to sit down and write that. So that way, when it comes to Tuesday night or Thursday night or Sunday night, like a night where I know a lot of people are on Facebook, then I just can post it up there, even if Sage is having a meltdown and, you know, she just bit Junior or something. So, so I always have those on hand just to cut and paste.
Yeah.
What about when Sage was only like a few months old?
Well, when she was a few months old, I was up about 3 times a night. So oftentimes I would, you know, be responding to people in the middle of the night or like while I was nursing her. Because what else am I going to do sitting in a dark room with my, you know, 3-month-old? I would show a lot of workouts where like I was holding her in my arms doing like lunges because, you know, that's the reality. And I think that when new moms especially see that, like they're like, oh my God, she's working out and she has her 3-month-old in her arms right now. You know what I mean? And it's not pretty and it's not perfect, but like my posts were always geared towards that. Like, listen, I'm exhausted, I'm on little sleep, but you know what? Like this half an hour gives me the energy to get through the day. You may think it's the opposite, but it's not, you know, so again, just speak your truth.
Yeah.
Linda, you got any questions?
I'm trying to think.
Are we getting together, girl, or what?
Yeah, we have to.
I responded to your email.
Oh, you did? I didn't even see it yet. When did you respond?
I wrote like maybe Wednesday, lunch or dinner.
Don't email me. I'm horrible with email. I didn't even see it.
Text me after this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. You know, I got to get you a different email address.
Okay.
So, because I get too much junk email on that account. I don't even notice anything.
I know.
So yes. I want to get together.
Squishy soccer ball. Get the rainbow squishy soccer ball so we can play catch. Amanda, anything else?
No, that's helpful. I'm at a point where like when I first was, you know, working out and starting to think about coaching, and Grace was only a few weeks old.
Yeah.
I would just like stay up all night because I didn't have like someone waiting on me in the morning or like a challenge group post or something like that. And now like my schedule is so like unpredictable with her at night that like last night I counted more than like 10 times that she woke up with just like teething. And so it's really like I'm still struggling with waking up early, you know, and I'm trying to do Miracle Morning, but I was just wondering like, because right now we don't, that I know of, have any other coaches who have like babies as young as Grace. So I'm just trying to understand like how you all did it with such little ones, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and there were times, you know what, there were times where I felt like I couldn't do it. And that's the reality. Like there are times where it's exhausting, and there are times where, especially when they regress and like all of a sudden they are waking up all the time and you're like, God, I'm back in the newborn stage. But that's something I would share. Like that is something I would literally write a post about and be like, oh my God, you know, like I'm dragging and I had all this energy and now, you know, I need to get it back, but you know what, I'm going to, because I have challengers and I'm in these challenge groups, you know, so it's like you're telling your truth and it sucks and you're exhausted right now, but then you're putting that positive spin on, but you know what, I'm still taking care of me and I'm still going to get my 30 minutes in, you know, but it is hard. And it's like, if you can only do the minimal, Amanda, then for right now you do the minimal. And then, you know, you recommit
Yeah.
on the days that you can, or the days you get well rest. Like it is so hard. And I'm not someone who works a certain amount of hours every day on this business. I can't. Yes. Okay. Get a yogurt tube. Junior, get your sister a yogurt tube, please. So, yeah, you do, bud. So yeah, I just, it's hard. It's tough, man. It's definitely, it is not easy. And there was a time, actually, I feel like I might've been where you're at, Amanda. I started in February, and in August I was ready to quit. So what is that? February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I was 6 months in.
Yeah.
I had become diamond. So I just become diamond. And I was like, it was the end of summer. I was starting school again. I was exhausted. I think Sage was probably regressing, and I was done. And I was like, why am I even doing this? Why am I even, and you know, and that's the ups and downs of running your own business. And it was crazy because Heidi Laws actually randomly boxed me, who I'm not anywhere under her. So like I have nothing to do with her volume, her anything. I just met her at Summit and we like connected. And she boxed me randomly to see how I was doing. And I vented and I was like, I'm not doing good. And I'm sorry, I'm not positive and blah, blah. And she was like, that's cool. That's life. Like, she's like, but I love you and I miss you. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I can never stop this. I was like, I wouldn't have Heidi in my life. And like, these women are so freaking incredible that like, even if I have to take a step back right now, like I was still doing the vitals, like my own stuff. And just by sticking with that, I got back into the business stuff, and I got back into the side combos, and I got back into the, you know, but something that I never stopped doing was taking care of me, drinking my shake, and sharing a bit about it along the way. Some months I was having a ton of side combos. Some months I was barely inviting because I was trying to survive, you know?
Yeah.
But it will show in your business. Like there will be months where, you know, you can barely hit a C because life got crazy, and that's okay. Did that help? I'm sorry. I just went.
Yeah, it did. I'm absorbing everything you shared. Thank you.
It was
and I'm already like thinking of like posts and stuff.
good. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda, can I ask, like, is this your first child, or how many kids do you have?
Yeah, this is my first. Mm-hmm.
And are you a stay-at-home mom?
Yes.
Okay, so from my experience, so I have 3 kids. I have twins that are 10, and I had a son a year and a half after having twins. So it was insane. I had 3 kids in a year and a half. And when I look back at my experience, I stayed home for 7 years. And I think I wish I knew about Beachbody then, because being a stay-at-home mom became really isolating for me. And I wish that I had had an outlet and a support group and something that was kind of like my own. And if I can just say anything, I'd say, like, follow what Dina said, which is like, some days you have time for it and some days you don't, but keep pushing through. Because for me, I look back and I think, oh my God, my stay-at-home mom experience would have been so different if I had just a little nugget of something I could do for myself, and just instead of just being inundated with kids 24/7. Because I was very much a career woman before I had kids, and it all came to a screeching halt. And it was really hard for me to have like that all taken. That being said, I don't at all regret being a stay-at-home mom. And I think it was the best place for me, and I needed to be there. And I'm glad that I was there for my kids. But now that I'm doing Beachbody as a side gig and have a full-time job and have 3 kids, I'm juggling this. One, yes, because financially I see a potential here and I'm passionate about it, but like, this is just something that's my own and I want to make time for. And I'm like you, like, I don't really sleep a lot. I'm up till 2 in the morning most nights trying to get through the training and working on this and taking every spare moment I have to do it. But
what are you doing?
I think if I had this when I was a stay-at-home mom, it would have helped me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's just my own.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And you know, it's been such a blessing for me. And sometimes it really helps hearing that, because I get so caught up in what's right in front of me, and you know, like oh my gosh, I didn't reach out to as many people as I wanted to. At the end of the day, it's like I need to take a step back and realize like that I'm coming from a place of abundance, that I'm talking to other moms like daily, that I have not missed a workout from this program, and yet I've been in like 4 different states, and like I need to be coming from a place of like gratitude. But when the last couple of months, like it's been a really hard summer for me, and like my first 3 months I hit SC10 like no problem, and like this summer, like last month I hit Success Club the last day of the month. Right now I'm still at SC4, like, and it's been really hard, and I'm doing all this work, and like I need to hear those reminders, and like as much as I plug in personal development and haven't missed a national wake up call, it's like I need to.
I would cut yourself some slack. Yeah, I cut yourself some slack. You know, like the way I see it is like I'm doing everything I can with the time I have.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I view this as a long-term business, not a short-term.
Right.
So if you commit to like the marathon, don't worry about the sprint.
Right.
Like I constantly have new ideas of how to grow the business, and I think I have very different ideas on how to grow the business than everyone else. But I just don't have the time right now to actually make those plans solid to implement. But I'm constantly thinking of how I'm going to get there. But I'm not going to get there today. I'm not going to get there tomorrow. Might not even get there in 6 months. But I have sort of like a 2-4 year plan. And like right now it's like I just get in what I can.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I love that you said a 2 to 4 year plan, Linda, because in my mind, when I was ready to quit, when I was like 6 months in and I was having success, I was still hitting SC10, which was crazy. I was just so overwhelmed at that point, and I jumped on a call with Rob Pearson from Shred Nation, because he was having a Monday night call, and I was like, awesome. So I did it, and at the end of his call, what he said the magic happens at year 3. He said most people teeter out before then. He said, but if you can stick to 3 years in, you're in it. And you know what? Now that I'm rounding about 2.5 years, I see that. Like I can see, and I already feel like I've gotten so much from this anyways, like financially and personally and emotionally, all that stuff. It's enough for me to stay in it, but you will experience some failure. You're going to experience some like really hard times, because guess what? We own our own freaking business now. Like that's huge. Right. That's amazing. And there's nothing easy about it, because if it was, everybody would do it. And everybody would stick to the 3 year mark. And guess what? Not a lot of people do. So you have to, so Amanda, what you said, like you leaning into personal development, that's amazing, because that's exactly what you need to do. I think it was Tracy, but I could be wrong, but I believe I heard it from Tracy that the one difference between the top coaches and everybody else who quits early is that they do personal development every single day. And you know what? I didn't do personal development the first year, and I was all over the place. And now that I have made it a habit and I have been doing it, like literally my mindset has changed. I've totally shifted, and I still have bad days. And even this summer, there were points where I was like, God, what am I doing? Like, am I spreading myself too thin? But I was able to quiet those voices a lot easier than I was in the past, and I was able to see all the benefits and again, focus on the place of abundance that I'm coming from. Elise, I see you popping in. I don't know if you can hear us, but hopefully you can. But I do believe that this isn't easy. I do believe you're going to have ups and downs. And the more personal development you do, and the more we focus on everything this has brought us, like, I just go back. I always think about like the face-to-faces. Like I go back and I think about my summits. Like they're mind-blowing. They're incredible. They're experiences that people our age don't get to have. Like when you think about those motivational speakers and just the one-on-one time with you guys, and like the conversations that I'm having with these women from across the country that are like my colleagues now. Like I think that's so cool, coming from a high school PE teacher. Like I thought I was just gonna be playing dodgeball for the rest of my life with the same 6 other adults, but this is so much more.
Oh my God, you cracked me up.
I mean, I love my dodgeball, but.
How do you know each other?
So crazy. So Linda, so you're married to my best friend's husband's friend.
But I mean, I've known Brett since I've been like 15 or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave him the cheek when he tried to kiss me one day.
I love it. I love it. So Amanda, my high school best friend, she's kind of a crazy story. She got married, got pregnant, was 3 months pregnant, and her husband passed away. Yeah, from a heart attack. It was crazy. So I was like, it was a year after my dad's car accident, actually. So when that occurred, it was like,
never put those two together.
Well, for me,
I was grieving at the same time.
Well, but it almost cured me of my grieving. Not cured me, but like here I was for a year, you know, at 23 years old, like, oh, poor me. I lost my dad in a car accident. And then all of a sudden my best friend loses the father of her unborn child and her husband. So for me, it was like, oh my God, like, you know, like now, so it almost, I don't want to say it's helped me, but like, it made me be like, there could be so much worse, like as bad as my stuff. I'm getting emotional, but she was a warrior and she was amazing. And she raised my godson, who's her boy. And then she met Brett, and now her and Brett are married. And that's how I know Linda. So, but again, Linda, we hung out like maybe 3 times or twice, once at the wedding.
Crazy.
But Linda saw me posting, and she
wore me out.
Yeah, that was it. Like she was like,
oh, look at her.
So annoying.
Look at her working out again. Damn her. Damn, she looks good. Oh, I hate her. She looks good. And then one day I was like, I'm so sick of these love handles. Yeah, and then one day I was like, I'm so sick of saying I want to lose 10 pounds. I'm doing it. And I was like, Dina, that's it. I'm done. Sign me up. Yep. And then that was it. That was really like how.
No, but you didn't even. It was the 3-day refresh group that got.
It was a 3-day refresh, and after I lost 4 pounds in the 3-day refresh, I was like, I'm not quitting this time.
Yeah, and then
I'm committing. I'm done. What's next? What's next? What's next?
So there you go, Amanda. Because I never really advertise outside of challenge groups. Like I'm just that girl that's like, okay, monthly group. Tracy pushed us to do that 3-day refresh Snoop group, and that's when I got Linda. So again, it's
3 days to me seemed like not so daunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
Which Linda, I'm doing a big. Oh, I already told you. I want to do that big 3-day refresh group in September. Yeah.
Hold on. We are gonna get kicked out of here in 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
Oh shoot! You got a question? Give me something. Elise, do you have any questions? Oh, good. I see you're chatting. Hold on.
You advertise in your community. You do other inviting though, right?
Elise, I'm horrible at my community. I don't do any advertising in there. I'm talking about my like Facebook page. So on my public Facebook profile, that is where I throw out my 21-day groups, and then on Instagram now. So over the last year, I've gotten on Instagram. And that's really, I mean, I try to do side inviting. I don't do it too often. Most of mine are through follow-ups. So like I have my list of, 80 names that have said no to me in the past, 4 or 5 months. And so I'll go back to them and I'll just be like, hey, I didn't know if the timing was right, but I wanted, typically what I say is if I know I'm going to be putting it out on Facebook, say on like Sunday night, that week before, I'll private message a bunch of people that couldn't do it in the past for whatever reason. And I say, hey, I have a group coming up in September, but before I put it out there on Facebook, I want to just reach out to you just in case the timing's right, because I only have 5 spots. So for them, it's, it's like I did think of them and I do still have them on my mind, and I'm offering it to them before I'm offering it to the world. So I think it's a way to follow up with people without feeling annoying. And without them being like, oh my God, why is she trying to sell me? Like I'm not, I'm offering this to you because space is limited and I'm going to put it out there on Facebook, and guess what? It's going to fill up. So that's kind of, how I approach, my private inviting, if that makes sense. How many Facebook followers do you have, IG?
30 seconds.
400. I wish I got us to 400. I started 2.5 years ago with 200 Facebook friends. I have increased that to about 1,600 over the past 2.5 years.
Whoa.
I didn't want to invite anyone. I didn't want to friend request anyone. And I went to Tracy's leadership retreat in January. I had way too much to drink with her and Nicole and Juliet. And I got home and I drunken Facebook friend requested everyone I knew. And I was so embarrassed the next day. I was like, oh my God, I asked this person. But you know what? It got me over that. And because of that, I have been able to hit SC10.